What's up, Lowrider family? Welcome back to another episode with Lowlowsandmore. Now today is rack day. So as you guys saw in the last video, we installed the chrome A-arms that the homeboy dropped off. Replaced the O-rings on the cylinders. He had some newer cups to add. They were same size cups that they were on the car when you brought them, but oh well. Newer stuff is always good to have on there. Same size springs. So yeah, you guys remember, right, when I did that the Monte Carlo preview of just showing you what I had going on with this Monte Carlo. I showed you guys the trunk. And man, that trunk. For those that haven't seen it, watch the other video. So, but if you have, here you go. So, right now, this is the front pump. This is the pump, one of the pumps that I reassembled. I put the Italians on the front just because they're better dumps than Delta dumps. And so I have it in here just because I need to keep lowering and raising the front when I'm driving because it has short springs. So, but what I do need to do to this pump is I need to put one of the gears that are in the other rear pumps in here, and this gear in the other one, because with the gear that's in here, it's a really small gear, so it's meant for something else. But yeah, we're gonna redo everything. We're gonna move the pumps towards the back of the car. The batteries are gonna stay exactly where they're at. I'm not gonna move them. But as you guys can see the gap right here from the rack, the battery tray, the gap that's back here. What I am gonna do is make the battery trays themselves smaller so that these fit nice and neat in there. And then I'm gonna scrap this piece right here. I'm gonna move. I got a new piece. I'm gonna move it forward, and we're gonna mount the solenoids on the back instead of in the front because they're gonna be close to the back. I don't have too much room to play with or to work with. So my goal was to finish the car completely this weekend, today and tomorrow technically, but the wire wasn't delivered. It won't show up till Tuesday, I think. So I'll have to do the wiring throughout the week, and then I'll see if I can do some recording. But I think on the Cadillac I did it kind of thorough, I think. If you guys don't think I did, just let me down in the comments down below, and then if you want me to go through the wiring on the Monte Carlo, I will. I'll record it. So after the Monte Carlo, I do have other customers coming in. I'll be working on I think I mentioned it, right? I'll be working on a Regal, and I'll be working on a Skylark. I don't know what year it is, but yeah, I think I mentioned it. Oh well. But let me quit talking here, and let's get going. We're gonna gut everything completely right now. I'm gonna leave the pump intact. I'm gonna wrap it up in the towel and put off to the side, because after I take everything out, I'm gonna go ahead and do my best to clean up the trunk floor itself. After I rip out the rack that's just welded to the trunk floor, I'm gonna sand it down, and then I'm gonna paint it, and hopefully I can clean that up, because that stuff right there is gonna be a pain in the ass to do. So let me see what I can do. But I mean, this step is gonna be pretty simple. It's gonna take me a little bit though, but I'm gonna gut everything right now, and then I'll show you once I'm done, before I start sanding the trunk itself. So be right back. Okay, so I got the batteries, wiring, and the mess cleared out right now. Um, I want to show you guys real quick. I don't know if I did show you guys in another video, but look, both battery trays are the same way. There's like the small square tubing right there. I guess that was for if the rack went too low, it would help stop it, I guess, which is weird. See, is there any damage down here? Can't really tell. Maybe right here. This is from the inside out, so I think that's the square tubing creating that little dent. But oh well. See a better picture of the square tubing just welded to the trunk. So I'm almost done. Another thing I wanted to show you guys was so I'm not gonna reuse the hold downs that came with the Monte. Apparently somebody didn't know what they were doing. This is the only corner that was actually cut. The other part I want to show you was, don't do this. Don't jump one cable and another cable together. There's a bolt in here. And they put a crap ton of electrical tape. Don't want to do that. That's unsafe. You know, if that electrical tape was to come off or rub off, then your trunk's gonna be sparking and catching on fire in no time. So let me continue taking out that old rack, useless rack, and we'll be right back. So I just got done cleaning up the not cleaning up, but taking off the stuff from the battery trays. I want to show you guys real quick before I grind anything off. Let's see. All right, okay. See this right here? This weld, it's pretty stuck on there. On the other side, as you guys can see, I didn't grind anything off. The weld just stuck off. It just came off. And it happened on other things too. Like over here, you see the rest of that. On this one, there was a weld here and here, but as soon as I hammered it off, it just came off clean. So yeah, I mean, that just means that whoever was welding this thing together, same over here, just came clean off, was just welding a bit too fast. Maybe they were trying to get this car ready for something, and they just were welding too fast, and then all these other welds that stuck on were probably, were slightly slower than how they were welding the rest. So that just comes to show that when welding, don't go too fast, nor do you want to go too slow, because if you go too slow, then you just end up burning a hole in the metal. So got the whole rack out completely. Here's the rods and stuff. All I gotta do is somehow cut those out. But what I am seeing is that the frame is right here actually. So I might be able to cut that out, but if it's not where I'm gonna run the posts, then I'm gonna have to somehow clean that off. I'll probably do what I did with the other stuff. Cut along the welds, cut along it, not too deep though, and then start chiseling it, and then it'll lift up, and then you can hit it with the hammer. So yeah, but I'm gonna be doing 2 posts per battery tray. That way it gets, it holds up, not just falls down in the future or anything like that. So let me just clean that. I am gonna have to clean it now that I'm looking at it, just because it's in the middle, because I'm gonna have to put 1 post there and then 1 post around here. So yeah, let me clean those off, and then I'm gonna clean the welds on the battery trays completely. That will save me a little bit of time, but since I have to clean it up, I think it's just the same amount of time if I was to just build a new battery trays for it. But oh well, let me get going, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I just got done cleaning the welds off of the battery trays, and I also was able to clean. The wind. I was also able to clean the welds from here and over there, so it came out pretty cool. Better than I expected. So all I gotta do real quick is clean all this up and get it ready for paint. One thing I did notice is the rack made a hole, so I'm gonna just kind of weld that up. So but I am shortening the rack, so it shouldn't be rubbing on anything back here. I don't think it rubbed on anything. I think it only laid on here. But that's really it. So now I'm coming down to the nasty part of everything. So let me clean all this up and let me see how far I can get today. It's starting to get chilly. The wind's kicking in right now. Hopefully you guys can hear me. The wind's not too loud. Let me get going on this mess real quick. What's up, everybody? So it's day number 2 for the Monte Carlo's rack. I couldn't finish it last night because honestly it took me forever just to clean the trunk to get it to where I'm at right now. I cut the holes out. I was able to scuff down the trunk completely, and then I began to paint in the area where I'm gonna put the rack, so that way if I put the rack in without painting it, I have a hard time getting to the trunk to paint it. So I'm only gonna paint it this far until I get the rack in, then the rest of the trunk is gonna get painted. I'll move the pump out of the way. But yeah, that's pretty much it. It took me forever just to clean off because there was water and oil buildup, so that took forever. Took pretty much the whole day yesterday just to clean the trunk out, degrease it, scuff it down, just to get it to this point so I can continue with the rack. So right now what I'm gonna do is finish my measurements. I'm gonna go into the garage and start making all my cuts real quick. Luckily I have the chop saw, so it'll make cutting the parts real fast, real easy. So let me get to it. I'll be right back as soon as I get all my pieces cut, and I'll probably lay them on the floor the way that I'm gonna have the rack in here set up. So I'll be right back. Alright guys, I got all my pieces cut out. I got my hold downs over here cut and welded together. So all I got to do now is put this in the trunk here real quick, and then measure where this tubing right here, where along the tray I'm gonna weld it to. So that gives it room for the pump to sit, so it doesn't hit the back of the trunk. I am gonna put a piece of square tubing right here after I figure out how it's all gonna sit in there. I did shorten the trays, as you guys can see. I cut and welded right there on both sides, so now there's no ridiculous gap. you know, when the batteries are sitting in there. It sits nice and tight in there. Not too tight, but just good. So let me see. What am I gonna do? So I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna go ahead, put all this in the trunk real quick, and take my measurements for this bar. And then I'll have it tacked up, and then we'll be back again. Today is Sunday. I don't think I'm gonna finish the rack this weekend as I planned, because yesterday, like I said earlier, it took me forever to clean the trunk on the Monte Carlo. That thing took a while to do. So degreasing it, cleaning it completely. And then today I promised I was gonna help out a homeboy, so I gotta do that. So unfortunately, I'm not gonna be done today. I will be coming in during the week and to finish this. So let's see what I gotta do to get this finished soon. I know the homeboy's not in a hurry to pick it up, but you know, I got some other projects I want to get started on. So let me take this up, take my measurements, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I began to weld. I went ahead and welded the pump rack, the pump, whatever tubing. I welded it completely to the battery trays. But I want to show you guys real quick. Is remember my past videos. If the welds don't look that clean or better, don't have that person touch your shit, you know. Just remember that. If you can't weld, don't do it. Go with somebody else. So so from here now, I'm gonna go ahead and just tack the rest of the pieces on, even the hold downs. I'm gonna tack all that on real quick. Yeah, I'm gonna tack those on, and then I'll be right back, because then this is gonna have to be the last part of this video, because I gotta get going. All right, be right back. Okay, so I got it all tacked up together. I might have to adjust the hold downs a little bit, but they're only tacked together, so I can easily move them if I have to. So let me throw this in the trunk of the MC real quick, see how it looks in there. So I mean, I did it right to my measurements anyways, so it should fit perfectly. And I'll grab one of the pumps and just set it on top of here so you guys see what I'm doing. And then another time, I am gonna two posts welded to the frame, two here, two there, so it's nice and stable in the trunk. So that those two pieces, those four pieces actually, I'll cut them later, so I can have this rack sitting level in the trunk. So yeah, let me slip this in the trunk real quick, and we'll see how it looks. So that was a bit of a fail. I know some racks have to be finished off in the trunks of the cars. Lately, I've been lucky enough to build them outside of the car and then slip them in. But this time on the MC, I guess I don't have a big enough opening to toss this in there, unfortunately. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna split it right in the middle. I'm gonna split it right there, and then what I'm gonna do is pretty much just weld two pieces of angle underneath it. Weld it to that, and then drill holes in them so I can bolt it together. This rack will be welded in there completely, so it's not going to be removable, but I'm going to do that process, bolt it together, and then I'll weld it around. The bolt then will be useless at that point, but in the future, if somebody wants to try and take this rack out, they'll just, cut it in the middle as well, take the bolt off, and then just cut the tubing, the posts that I'm going to use for it to sit on the frame. So I mean, it's not that hard to do if this ever needs to come out, but I guess I didn't think about that, slipping it in. I mean, I've been lucky. I built, like at least 4 or 5 wrecks so far, in the past year, and then not having trouble slipping them in. But on the Monte Carlo, yeah. And this is 65 inches long from one end to the other. So I was hoping it'd work out, but it didn't, which is all good. Which is always a backup plan. So I'm going to have to save that part for the next video because I really got to get going for today. But other than that, that's it. I mean, probably a lame video, but oh well. I guess is what I could do. Cleaning that trunk, it just took forever. I didn't expect it to take that long. So enough of me bitching. So this is gonna be just part 1. Hopefully there's just one more part and that's it. So catch you guys next time. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, people, and we'll see you next time. Peace.